Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we will see the part 3 of Tableau scenario based questions. If you haven't watched the first two parts, I will add the link in the description box. You can go ahead and watch that as well. So the scenario based questions are very much popular in Tableau interviews, and those are mostly asked in level 2 and level 3 types of interviews. And the candidates who are having experience of 1 year or more than 1 year, definitely the interviewer will ask you the scenario based questions in the interview. All right, so in some cases they ask for freshers also, but not that much high level. Okay, but if you are having an experience of at least 6 months or 1 year, these types of question will be definitely asked. And in this particular video we will see the top 5 scenarios, and I have collected these particular questions from the candidates who have already appeared for the interviews. All right, so let's start with our first scenario, and we here have is first scenario is create a bar chart for category and subcategory by cells, and add an average line for each pane. Color the bars in green, which are above average line, and the bars below average line in red color. All right. So what we will do first, I will add the category and subcategory wise cells, and we will create a bar chart for that. So in that, I will take first category and I will add it into columns, and I will take the subcategory and I will add in front of that into columns as well. All right. Then we will take the sum of sales, or we will take the sales and we will add it into rows. You can see we have got this particular bar chart, and I will create an interview. All right. And I will sort it in descending order. All right. So you can see this is one category, this is the second category. All right, and this is the third category, and those are the respective subcategories in that particular category. All right, now next what we have to do is add average line for each pane. Okay, so first let us understand what is a pane. Okay, so pane, this entire what we can say visualization or entire view which we call it is a table. All right, so with a table or a cross tab, but or a table with some values, this particular visualization has been built. Okay, so in that table if you see the first category and whatever right now it is highlighted in front of your screen, this is a pane. Okay, so this is a pane for furniture which have 4 subcategories. Then this is the second pane, and this is your third pane. All right, so we have to add an average line with respect to each pane. So what we will do, we will go in analytics tab. Okay, and here there is an average line, so I will just take it and drag it into our visualization, and it is asking us three options whether you have to add it for table, pane, or cell. So we want it for pane, so I will add it over into pane. So you can see there are three average lines for each pane for each category. Now the requirement or the ask is from your interview or from your interviewer, whichever bars are above this average line, they should be colored as in green, and which are below this particular what we can say bar or this particular average line, they should be colored in green color. So how to do this? Okay, so in this case we have to write some calculations first. So for that what we will do, I will take a calculation and I will create a calculated field. So before that, I will just show you in this particular what we can say thing into text form. Okay, so let's convert this into our cross tab or in a grid view or in a text view. So instead of automatic, I will click here in text. Okay, and just take this and put it into text. So what we can see here is each so what we can, this pane is having an value over here. Okay, so the average line has been gone, but we will add it again. So to understand the calculations, I am doing this. So first we will write a calculation, create a calculation field, and in this case we have to first write a average calculation. So we have to find the first average. Okay, so average for each pane. Okay, or for average for pane. So in this case what we will do, we have to find the average of this particular each pane individually. So how to do that? For that we have to write a calculation called window average. Okay, so window average is nothing a table calculation. So in this case what window average does is, what window does is, window is nothing but in this particular at visual, it will work at visualization level. All the table calculations, they work at visualization level, they are not created at data level, they only work on visualization level. Whatever is there in the visualization, with respect to that they will give us the result. Always remember, this is very important. So window average, so window what will do, it will see a window. Okay, so for now it will see this window, it will see this particular window. Okay, this is one window, this is the second window, and this is the third window. Okay, and in each window we have to find out the average sales. Okay, so now what we will do, For average sales is nothing but this is what these are the sum of sales in each window. So we have to find window average of sum of sales. Okay, so this is what our average for each pin. So I will just click on OK, and when I bring this into visualization, you can see these are the average sales. I will just take it down. These are the sales and these are the average sales. But you can see it is calculating, or it is giving us the value for each pane as same value. Why? Because it is calculating at table level. So all this particular visualization, it is giving us this value. So means what? Window average is taking this entire window, it is taking, means what? This particular entire window it is taking, that is, it is considering all these three categories as in a single window. But we can change this. So it is a table calculation, so we will change the compute using. Okay, so we will change how it is calculated. So instead of table, we will choose as pane across. So you can see as soon as I hit the pane across, you can see out for this particular pane we have this particular average value, then for this particular pane we have this particular average value, and for this particular we have this average. Okay, so now we have to write a calculation in such a way that if this is less than this, then it should be red, or if it should be color. Okay, so our work is done. So now what we will do, we will convert our chart again into a bar chart. So I will just remove for now. So I've shown you to explain this. uh, I've just created, why I've created this, to explain you in this particular way I've created this particular text chart or a grid view. So now we will again convert this into bars, and these are average lines. Okay, so now we have to write a calculation. So what I will do, I will edit this calculation itself. Okay, and I will write it as color bars. Okay, we will give it as a color bars. So now if the sales, or if window average of this if sum of sales, we have to write sum of sales. So I will write first sum of sales. Okay, if sum of sales is greater than, okay, so if sum of sales is greater than window average sum of sales, right? So if sum of sales means this particular bars, if it is greater than this average, whatever line it is giving us, that this particular window is nothing but it is calculating the average value of this particular line. If it is greater than window average sum of sales, then what we want, then we want it as above average. So it is nothing but it is representing as above average. Okay, else it is what? Below average. Okay, and we will add this particular condition in if condition. We will use if condition below average, and we will end this. Okay, so you can see the calculation is valid, but you can see the results are computed across the table. We have to compute it is across the pane. You can change it from here at itself, but we will change it into our, whenever we bring it into visualization. I will just click on OK, and I will click on colors. So you can see this particular, it is working in a such a way that this particular window calculation which we have used, and if I see at compute using, it is showing at table across. Okay, we have to change it to pane across, because at table across is nothing but this entire view is called, it is as a single table, and for that entire table it is calculating one average value, but we want it for each pane. So what we will do, we will change this compute using to pane across. Okay, so you can see for each particular pane, whatever values are, or the bars which are above, it is given as a blue color, and whatever it are with respect to downward or below this particular average line, the bars are given in what we can say orange color. So we have to just change the color. I will just double click on this. So above average what we want, so I will just choose this traffic light, and for above average we want green color, and for below average we want red color. Apply. Okay, perfect. So this is our first scenario. So these types of scenario are very much asked, and these types of scenario, or these types of questions, you have to implement in real time. Okay, so this is a very important and a good questions which can be asked for you in an interview. So go ahead and study some window functions. Window is nothing but whatever is there in visualization, that is a window for us. Okay, and we have to change the table calculation with respect to compute using. If you don't know what is pane across, table down, you can go ahead and search that in your Tableau help. Okay, across means what? If you are going horizontally, that is called across, and if you are going table down means what? If you are going in downward direction, that is a table down, right? And table means what? Entire view is your table, and pane is nothing but this will be your pane, this is your second pane, and this is your third pane. Okay, pane is what? Section of your views with respect to one higher level of detail dimension. Okay, so this was your first scenario. Let's move to our second scenario. So this is our second scenario, and this is very straightforward question: how to add a title to a single measure in the view. So the interviewer is asking you a question in such a way that we are building a visualization and there is only one single measure into that particular visualization, but how to give or how to mention the name of that particular header, okay, or give it the title. So I will show you first. I will build a visualization, I will, and then I will show. So I will just take category, then I will take subcategory in the view, or let's take subcategory, and I will take the cells into this particular text. Okay, and I will just increase the size of this. Oops, it's too much. All right. So now we have taken the sales into our visualization, but you can see there is no title provided over here that this particular value is representing what, okay, or which measure is this. And your interviewer is asking you to give the header or the field name of this particular column. So how to do that? Okay, and it is a single measure. We are not taking multiple measure into visualization. There will be always a single measure. So to do that, we have to take help of measure names and measure values. Okay. So what we will do, I will just remove this first, and we will take first measure names into columns. Okay. So you can see there is no measure value yet added. So now I will take a measure value. We have a measure value and I will add it into this particular visualization. Okay. So you can see there are five measure values which are there right now, but we want only one. So what we will do, we have to add a filter. So I will just press Control and I will take this measure name. So you can see a plus has been added below my arrow. So it is creating a duplicate of this particular field, and I will place it over here. Okay. So you can see there these both instances are created, and then I will edit this filter and I want only to show profit or sales. Okay, whichever you want. I'll just click on apply. Click on OK. So you can see this particular header has been given to this particular single measure whenever you are creating such type of grid views. Okay. So this is also a very important question which may be asked for you in the interviews. Okay. And this type of questions or this type of problems you get in real-time industries also. Whenever you are working on any project and you want to show a single measure, and your client will say you have created a view, but how can I know that which measure you have taken in the visualization, right? Because in dashboard we don't show this particular sheet, and in that case you must know how to add a particular title or a field name to that particular measure column. Okay, so let's move ahead to our third scenario, and this is a very important question and it may be asked for you whenever you are appearing for an interview of a financial domain company or a bank domain company or an insurance domain company, where you have to deal with current year sales, previous year sales, month to date, year to date, quarter to date, likewise. Okay, so the interviewer is asking you a question in such a way that he's asking you to find the current year to date sales. Okay, so he wants us to find year to date sales for this current year and year to date sales for same period of last year. Okay, and find year on year growth of this particular what we can say year on year growth percentage of current year with respect to last year. So let's understand the question first. So what is mean by current year to date sales? So if you can see, today is 27th of March 2023. Okay, so if I consider as my year to date or my financial year is from 1st of January to 31st of December, so this is my financial working year of my organization. So year to date sales is nothing but, if today is 27th of March 2023, so my year to date sales will be from 1st of January 2023 to 27th of March 2023. So for 3 months it will be my current year or year to date sales. Okay, and for the same what we can say, we have to find year to date sales for same period of last year. So last year will be what? 2022, because current year is 2023. But 2022 or 2022 sales already has been completed for its full year, right? But we don't want to calculate it for full year. So whatever current year is up to like 27 March, we have to go back in last year. So it will be from 1st January 2022 to 27th March 2022. So whatever period we have current or we have covered in this particular year, same period we have to consider for last year, and we have to find out its sale, and then we have to compare our year on year growth percentage. Okay, so this is a very tricky question. And year to date sales, first we will what do, we will find out the year to date sales. So I will just take an order date. Okay, and right now order date have only 2022. So what we have to do, we have to for this particular scenario, what I will do, I will add one more year to this particular date. Okay, so to add a date, I will just create a calculations, and I will add a date, and I will name it as new order date, and I will add a date add. Okay, we will use a date add functions to add one more year, and we have to add a year, so I will use a date part as year. If you have to add month, so you can use month as a date part, and I have to add how much years, you is asking you what interval you have to add, so I will have to add 1 year, comma, and you have to add it to which date, so it will have to be added to order date, and I will just click on OK, and we will use this into our calculation. So right now we have 2023, this is our current year with respect to our C, whatever system date is having, that will be considered as today's date. Okay, and this is our last year. All right, so 2022 is our last year, and this is our current year. Perfect. So now what I will do, uh, I will just convert this into months. Okay, so instead of year, I will make it as months. I will just select continuous month, and then I will just convert it into discrete. Okay, so these are our all the months with respect to all the years. So requirement, again I will explain you. current Current year to date is what, current year to date sales as nothing but from January 2023 up to March 2023, that up to of March also we have to consider only up to 27th date. Okay, so this is our current year to date, because for today's date, if you consider, it is 27th March. And same period last year, what does it mean? From January to March, this is our same period last year, that is up to 27th of March. Okay, so we have to find out these sales, and we have to compare it with year on year. All right, so first I will do, I will just bring a simple sales into visualization. So these are the sales for all the months. Now we will write the calculation to determine current year to date sales. So for that I will take a new calculation field, and I will name it as current year to date sales. All right, so first I will write a full logic, and I will apply it, and then I will explain you how the logic works. Okay, so I will write if date new order date. So we always remember, we will be using a new order date if new order date is less than or equal to today. And we will write one more argument, we will be using an add function, year of order date, or year of, again, new order date is equal to year of today. Then we want sales, and we will end our argument. Okay, so calculation is valid. I will just click on OK, and I will bring this into visualization. Okay, so I will just bring it over here, and this is our current year to date sale. I will make it to second column. So when I scroll it down, you can see we have got the sales for January, February, and March. Okay, so this is our current year to date sales, and we have got it for year to date from January to March 2023. And if you can observe, so if we take the complete sales, it is around 60,000, but if we calculate with our year to date function, it is giving us 53,505. Why? Because we are not capturing the sales for last 3 days of March, because today is the 27th of March. Okay, last 4 days. So we are not capturing the last 4 days, and it is giving us the exact result till year to date, till today. Okay, that is from 1st of January to 27th of March 2023. All right, so now I will show you how the calculation works. I will just edit it, and I will show it over here. All right, and if you can see in your screen, I have used the first argument as if new order date should be less than or equal to today. So if I bring this particular into visualization, and I will show you, so you can see if it is true, right? Your order date should be less than or equal to today. Yes, why? Because it should be always less than. We are not showing any future data, and in real time no future sales will be done. It will be done till today only, and this condition should be valid because your date should be less than today. So if you can see, it is false for a few of the dates, but it is true for up to 27, and everything is true which is less than 27th March 2023, because this condition will satisfy for 2020, 21, and 2023 up to March. And we have used second condition, that is if year of this is equal to year of today. So what this will give us an output is, so what will this give as an output? This particular thing will give us an output as 2023, and it will match it with this particular new year date. So means what? This will give, this particular will give us an output as 2023. So this will be the output of this particular logic. And if I bring this into visualization, I try to show it over here. So you can see this is the logic, and it is true for only 2023. You can see it is only true for all the months which are in 2023, because year of today is what? 2023, because today is 27th March 2023. It will extract the year from here and it will match with this particular order date which we already have in our data. All right. So this will be an output, and we have two conditions. But what is the function we are using? An AND function. AND function means what? Both the conditions should be true. Okay, if both are true, then and then give us the sales. Okay, it is, this is true for many cases, this is true for many cases, but both are true only for this particular 3 months. You can see here, right? So these are only true for this particular 3 months, and out of that also March have some false, because for last 4 days it is greater than our today's date. So it will result in output of particular only wherever we are getting both, as both condition as true. Okay, so in this case or in this way you have to work in your calculations. I will just bring it out, and I hope you have understood this particular current year to date sales. In same way we have to calculate previous year to date for same period. Okay, so I will just write a calculation and I will name it as previous year same period sales. Okay, previous year same period sales. And I will first, again I will write a logic and I will explain you how it is working. So if new order date is less than or equal to, here I will write a function called date add, and I want to add a year into here. Okay, and we have to go 1 year back. Okay, because we want to show it for 2022, we have to go 1 year back, so interval will be -1. Okay, so because we have to go 1 year back, so I will add an interval of -1 comma, for which date we have to add an interval? For today. Okay, we have to add it for today. From today we have to go 1 year back. Okay, and year of order date is equal to year of today. Okay, so now this will give us a result as 2023, which I already showed you, but we don't write it now 2023, we have to go 1 year back. So I will just delete 1 year from this particular, because output for this will be 2023, and -1 it will give us as 2022, and then we want sales, and we will end this. Okay, so this is our logic. I will just click on OK and I will bring this into visualization. Okay, so you can see here. Okay, so something went wrong. Let's check our logic. Edit, and okay, so we have taken this order date, we have to take it a new order date. So don't make that mistake, because we have created a new order date to add 2023 for this particular data set, because we don't have current year for this. And I will just click on OK. So now you can see your values have been appeared over here. So this is for January, February and March, and out of March also the total sales, original sales are 53,000, but as per our calculation it is giving 49,000, because it is showing sales up to 27th March 2022 only. Okay, so this is the sales how we are comparing. So if you can compare, the January 22 sales were 18,000, but January 2023 are 44,000. So it is increased more than double. Similarly, for February it was 2022, but in 2023 it has been reduced by 2,000. And in same way in 2023 it has increased by 3,000. So in this way, many business or many bank domains compare their year-to-date sales with same period of last year. So I will explain you how the logic works. So let's bring our calculation into picture. I'll just click on edit and I will try to explain it to you over here. So why we have written this condition over here? This is very important to understand. If you understood this, everything is very much easy for you. So if order date or new order date, whichever we have, it is there in our data set, if it is less than or equal to, in previous for current year we have directly used it today. We can use it today for current year, but we have to go 1 year back. So to go 1 year back, we have added a date add function. But date add, you will say that date add we are adding 1 year. No, we have subtracted 1 year because we have taken -1 over here. So it will give us as, and minus here from which particular date we have to take it from 2023, because we are using today function. And if we bring this into visualization, okay, and I will show it over here. And if you can see, it is true for everything less than 2022 March. Okay, so you can see it is true for all this, but it will be false for everything after March 2022, right? So this condition is very much important. And I shown you this also. This will give an output of 2022, because this is giving us as to output as 2023, and we are taking out 1 year from this because we are using -1, because we want to show it for last year. So it will be 2022, and this will match with this particular order date. Okay, and if I bring this also into visualization, you can see it is, everything is true for only 2022 from January to up to December. For all those other cases it is false, and we are using again the AND operator. AND means what? Both conditions should be satisfied. It means both conditions should be true, then and then give us the values. Okay, so you can see it is true for this and this. Okay, for all other else, for all others, it is either true or either false. Okay, so it is true, both conditions are true, then and then it will give us the values. And in this way we are calculating our current year and previous year same period sales. So this is very much important, guys. Okay, so I'll just remove this. Okay, now we have to calculate the year on year sales. So that is our important task to calculate, and this is very much easy if you have already calculated the other current year and previous year. So year on year growth is nothing but, guys, with respect to last year, whether the sales are greater in current year or it is going down in current year, and if it is going down, by what percentage it is going down, and if it is increasing, by what percentage it is increasing. So there is a standard formula for this. It is nothing but current year sales minus previous year sales divided by previous year sales. So we will be using same formulas: current year to date sales minus previous year same period sales, and we will add a bracket to this. Okay, total divided by previous year sales. Okay, so this is our formula. Just click on OK, and if you take a new sheet, and when we bring this into visualization, oops, okay, so just edit this, and we have to add aggregation over here. We have to take sum. Okay, so add sum everywhere because we haven't aggregated it. All right, so calculation is valid. We have to aggregate it, and now we will bring it into visualization. You can see it is 29%. So we will format this, and we will change its format to percentage. Okay, so you can see with respect to last year, okay, with respect to last year, current year sales are increased by 29%. Okay, and this figure, okay, this figure whatever we are showing, let's increase its size and make it bold. Okay, so this figure is important for your interviewer, because this is the figure where business is also interested. Okay, so whether it is increasing, then what percentage it is increasing. 29% is a very much big amount, and with respect to that, many business decisions are taken. Okay, so this was our third scenario. I hope you have understood, and this is a very important scenario. Okay, let's move ahead to our fourth scenario. Okay, so now your interviewer is asking you to create a cross tab, or a cross tab is nothing but a grid view for subcategory and subcategory by sales, and for each category highlight the maximum sales of a subcategory. Okay, so I will explain you what the question is. First I will just bring it everything in visualization. So create a cross tab for category and subcategory. So I will just take category, and I will bring a subcategory also. Okay, so this is our subcategory, and we have to determine it with respect to sales. Okay, so let's bring sales into visualization. Okay, and what is your requirement here is, for each category highlight the maximum sales of subcategory. Okay, so this is your category. So into this category there are 4 subcategories, and you have to highlight out of these 4 subcategories which is having the maximum number of sales. So by visually, if you look, this is your highest sales for this particular category, this is your highest sales for this your category, and this is your highest sales for this particular subcategory. Okay, but you have to highlight it in such a way that you have to give it a different color. Okay, means what? This will be given a green color, this will be given a green color, whichever are maximum in each particular category, it will be given a green color or any color, and others should be given a different color. so that visually that particular value should be highlighted to a user or for your client. Okay, so how to do that? So again, in this case also we will be using a window function. Okay, so what I will write again a calculation. Okay, and we will name it as max sales. Okay, so now to determine the maximum sales, we will again use a window function, but in this case we have to calculate the maximum value, so we will be using a window max function. Okay, so I will be using the window max function. We have a window max function over here, and we want to find out the maximum of what this particular values, and these particular values are nothing but sum of sales, so we will take it as sum of sales. Okay, I will just click on OK, and I will bring this into visualization. Okay, so these are your maximum sales. I will just take it into second column. Okay, see these are your sales and these are your maximum sales. But if you can see, the sales are calculated by default. First calculation by default, your table calculation will be calculated at a table view. Okay, so out of this entire table, it is calculating the maximum value. So if you can see, for this particular entire table in sales column, if you can see, this is your maximum value of out of all the subcategories, out of all the categories, and it is giving us that output. But what we want for this particular pen or this particular subcategory, we want a maximum. Out of this we want one maximum, and out of this we want one maximum. So what we have to do, we have to edit or we have to compute our table calculations. So whenever you see a triangle over here, always remember that particular calculation have a table calculation function used in there. Okay, so I will just right click over here, compute, and we have to go pen down, because for each pen we have to calculate. So as soon as I hit, you can see values will be changed over here. So I will just go pen down. So you can see in this particular pen, 335,000 is the maximum sales, and it will give us the output. In this particular, the maximum value is 224, it will give us the output, and here as well. Now to give color to this particular maximum value, we have to write a new calculation, but we will be using the same approach. I have just created this calculation to explain you how window max function works. So now for now, we'll just remove this. And now we have to highlight our maximum sales. Okay, so for that I will write a new calculation, and I will name it as max sales highlight. Okay, you can write any, you can give any name. So in this we will write a if condition. If our sum of sales, okay, if this particular sum of sales are equal to window max, okay, if they are equal to window max and maximum out of what, sum of sales itself, so maximum of sum of sales. Okay, so if our sum of sales is equal to window max sum of sales, then our condition should be true. Okay, okay, end. Okay, we will just end this. All right, so we want only one condition. If it is correct, it is true, and end this, and we will just click on OK. And now what I will do, I will take this and put it into colors. Now here you can see we are only getting one color. Why? Because we have to again compute what the table calculation by default it does. It calculates or computes using total table. So we have to change this compute. So we have to go and use compute using pen down. Okay, as soon as I hit, you can see the color has been highlighted for the sales which are maximum out of all these particular subcategories for that particular category. You can see here this is maximum, so it has been highlighted in different color. So here also it is maximum, and here also it is maximum, and it is highlighted in different color. And if you want to give some different colors from here, you can just double click and you can give different colors, whatever you want it to be highlighted as. Okay, so this is also a very important question which may be asked for you whenever you are showing so many calculations or so many measures in a grid view, and you want to highlight some maximum values. So in that case, you have to use these types of calculations. Okay, so this was our scenario 4, and we will move ahead to our last scenario. And in this scenario, your interviewer is asking you to create a grid view again with columns in with category in column shelf. Okay, so we will do side by side. We will take category in columns and subcategory in rows shelf. Okay, so we will take subcategory in rows shelf. Take sales in text. Okay, we will take sales in text. Where is sales? Okay, sales in text. Wherever you see blank value in sales, make them 0. Okay, very straightforward question. We'll just increase the size. So wherever you are seeing this particular blanks here, okay, whatever there is no sales done for that particular category with respect to that subcategory, wherever there is a blank, you have to make it as 0. Okay, so how to do this? Okay, for this we will be using a calculation. So I will just create a calculation, and we will name it as zero calculation or whatever you can name it. All right. And we will be using a zn function. I will use zn function, and with zn we will be using a lookup function. Okay. And what you have to look up is sum of cells. Okay. And so first lookup argument is what? Expression. Expression is our sum of cells, and by what offset you have to look. So we don't have to look for any offset. We will name it as zero only. So this zero doesn't mean that we are replacing this as zero. Okay. So this zero is what? For lookup function, what should be the offset? Okay. I will explain you later how lookup function works. Okay. So this will be our calculation. I will just click on OK, and I will bring this into our okay, and I will remove this original sum of cells from here. You can see we have got our condition that wherever there is blank, we have converted it into zero, and whenever we have our sum of cells, that sum of cells will be reflected with the same value which it original have in our data set. Okay. So now how the function works. So let me show you and edit this calculation. And this is also again a table calculation. Okay. Lookup is also a table calculation. So now here why we have not changed any of our default table calculation, because we want the lookup function to work at entire table level. Okay, so we don't want it to be worked in pen level or anything like that. All right. So now zn function, what does zn function does is whenever you click on zn function, it will give an explanation here that if it is not null, if returns expression, if it is not null, otherwise returns zero. Okay, means what? If there is a value for any of the expression, it will return that expression, but if it doesn't have any value, it will return as zero. But why we have used lookup function over here is, lookup function is nothing but lookup function will look for a value, and what value we are looking for is sum of cells. Okay. And if it is looking for sum of cells, offset should be zero. Offset means what? If you are giving an offset of 1, means what? It will look up this value, and after that, what is the offset 1 means what you look for this value. Okay. But we don't want to look for an offset. We have to look for this same value itself. Okay. Look for this value, return that value. If it is 0, if it is blank, make it as 0. If it is not blank, keep it as this value. Okay. So in this way the lookup function works. I hope you have understood. If you haven't understood, you can go ahead and look for Tableau help, and from there you can check how lookup function works. Okay, this is a bit tricky, but these types of questions are asked for you in the interviews. Okay, so I hope you have understood all the 5 scenarios, and I request you to send me more scenario based question in comment section. You can add them in comment section, or you can send me it on my WhatsApp number. I will add my WhatsApp number in the description of this video, and I will make a video for those as well. All right. So I hope you have liked this, you have learned something, and if you have, give a like to this particular video. Go ahead and subscribe my channel and turn on the notification bell so that you can go ahead and learn, or you will get a notification whenever I upload these types of videos, which will help you in cracking your interviews as well as in your organization wherever you're working, to add this in your day-to-day work. All right. So see you in the next one. Bye bye.